Hey, what's up YouTube? It is Toy Adventures here again with another figure review. And guys, we scored again at Walmart today. And we scored big time because today we're taking a look at the brand new Jurassic World Rebirth. Tail Thrasher Spinosaurus. Yes, my guys, it is the new Spinosaurus from Rebirth. The very contentious design. You either love it or you hate it, and you mainly only hate it because it's not JP3. I feel like if they started out with this design, people would just adore it. I think it's pretty neat, and while initially I was disappointed that it wasn't JP3, once I heard that this is taking place on its own island with, you know, a bunch of rejects from the park, that made me really excited for this movie, because then they can do whatever they want, and it's not really breaking Isla Sorna's lore or Nublar's lore. They can kind of do what they want, and so this new Spinosaurus that's apparently too dangerous for the original park design is perfectly acceptable to me, and even really nice, especially since they tried to go for something more scientifically accurate. Yeah, it's a bummer that we don't get to see one more romp with the JP3 Spino, but it's all right. At least we're still getting this species back, am I right? Now, there was a bit of foreshadowing about this new design. If you guys remember the scene in Jurassic World, the first one, where the T-Rex breaks through the Spinosaurus skeleton, the skeleton of the Spinosaurus is much more in line with what we see here than what we saw in Jurassic Park 3, kind of already establishing that they've changed the look of the Spinosaurus for this new Jurassic World movie series. So, that little rant aside, let's take a look at the actual box here. It is, again, pretty standard for the Rebirth line with the black and the red, except this one has a forest in the background as opposed to the Flyers, you know, mountainside. Now, this thing is of pretty significant size. Apologies about earlier, that was from my dogs going nuts. But, anyway. So, this size of the Spinosaurus is actually really nice, although again, I do feel it's a little tiny bit undersized. Most of the mainline dinos are, they kind of wait until Hammond Collection till they do the full size, which makes me really hope that not only, you know, we're obviously getting our JP3 Spino, I would like a Hammond Collection of this one. Now that the JP3 one's out of the way and that one's secured, I would really like a Rebirth Spinosaurus, because I just like this design. It's cool. Okay, it's not JP3, but it's cool. Anyway, I've gotten enough rambling. Let's take a look at the back of the box. Sorry, I just know the Spinosaur design is very contentious. So there's also the new Mosasaur, which I'm really hyped to get. I'm also really hyped to get the super colossal version of it, just because, well, I do G.I. Joe movies, you know, and those kind of scale in with them. Anyway, swinging and chomp action and swinging tail strike. So you press the button about 3 times. You can do it a little bit more if you really want to keep it going. Basically, the more you press it, the longer it'll go. So, kind of like the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous T-Rex, or I think it was Chaos Theory's T-Rex, where it went up and down the more you press the button. I'll go ahead and do a comparison later on in the movie. But, yeah. Up here, you have these little icons. I don't know what these mean. I mean, there's a mountain, there's a shoreline, and then there's a little gust of wind. So I'm assuming land predator, the beach, and then, you know, wind, but like a flyer. Wouldn't this technically be both of these? Because we straight up see Spino swimming in the trailer. I don't know. Just a little interesting thing. This kind of like, I guess, is supposed to show you what terrain the dinosaur is supposed to be in. So, yeah. That's pretty much it for the box. They are pretty simple. It's just the front and the back. Open packaging so you get a nice good look at the entire figure. So anyway, that's it for the Spinosaurus box. Let's go ahead and get this thing out of the packaging and see how cool she really is. Alright, so here we have Spino out of the packaging. This thing is a really cool looking toy. One thing you gotta know immediately is it is pretty heavy actually for what it is. Usually these dinosaur toys are hollow and not really that heavy. But this one definitely has some good weight to it. It is a little difficult to grab from the top because all these spines actually do kind of prick into your hand. Nothing major, obviously, but you will feel it, and it does make it kind of uncomfortable to grip from up here. Now, paint-wise, this thing is pretty standard, except the head. The head is oddly really nice. You can tell this is a movie figure and that they went all out because they gave the head a little bit of dry brushing. I don't know if you can really tell on the camera there. Yeah, you can. There's a nice little light brown going over the main body's kind of maroon, darker brown color. Not maroon, this darker earthy brown. And then it has this nice redder brown going along the head, but just the head. And then the rest of the body is left to fend for itself with just the flat brown plastic. Just a little bit of cream on the belly, not even going down the full length of the tail, even though you can tell by the scales that it should be going the full length of the body. And you have the pretty simple orange stripe design, although from what I can see from promotional images, this is an accurate design, so you know, what can you do? If the movie's paint job is a little boring, nothing Mattel can really do about that. And that's really my biggest gripe with the new Spinosaurs, is that their colors are boring. The designs are cool, just the colors don't do it for me. They're really lackluster. Anyway, let's get on to what this toy can do. Its main namesake, the tail thrash. Press this button in. And its head goes side to side and snaps. Its tail swims side to side. Very, very cool. Now, while this is a really cool toy gimmick, it does kind of hamper what you can articulate with this thing, because of course the head can only go left to right, and it won't even hold the pose because of the gimmick. So you're gonna have to do the little stick trick where you move it into place. You take like a small twig or something and you jam it in there into that little crevice, and then as you can see, it'll hold the pose. So if you really want to have it posed for pictures or on your shelf, you're gonna have to use, you know, the stick trick. Same with the jaws. There is no real articulation in the neck or body because it's all action gimmick. But the arms do have a nice rotation and hinge out here. So you do get pretty nice movement down the arms. Of course, no paint on them, but the sculpt is really nice, especially here on the arms where the scales get very fine. And over here on the back, the scales kind of get generic. I don't know how to say it. Just like not really interesting looking. It's just kind of like a bumpy texture. So not entirely impressed by the sculpting on the main body. But once you get to the bottom and the head especially, I really like all of this texturing. It looks very believable. Whereas up here it just looks kind of toyish and simple. Maybe that's how the real one looks. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, that's just my notes. So anyway, other than that, there's really nothing more this thing can do. The teeth look fantastic. They have absolutely mastered dinosaur teeth. I remember when these were all gummy, you know, thick, like rounded edges. The teeth were terrible when this line first started, and now they've really got a handle on it, and they look perfect now. They're nice soft rubber while also being the perfect shape, thickness, everything. So of course the head looks great, and yeah, the tail gimmick's really cool. It almost makes me wish that there was a swimming toy version of this, you know, like those mosasaurs and shark RC toys you see that can actually swim in a pool. I really think Mattel should do something similar with the Mosasaur and the Spinosaurus. I think those would make awesome toys and would probably really sell well too. Just to have a Spino and a Mosasaur that can actually swim in your pool or bathtub or wherever. I think that would be a billion-dollar idea. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the figure itself. Let's go ahead and get on to comparisons. How does this Spinosaurus compare to the Spinosaurs we've gotten before? And, well, obviously, how does it compare to dinosaurs we already have? All right, so first up, of course, we've got to start with the basic of comparison, a human. So, pretty fairly sized. Still, I feel a little undersized. I always feel like the Spinosaur's mouth is so big compared to a person, especially that scene with Nash. All right, never mind. I'm thinking of GP3. I need to get that out of my head. This is a new Spinosaur. So maybe this is actually the correct size. Speaking of our classic beloved Spinosaur, here it is with the really nice Cam Cretaceous Spinosaur toy. Now, unfortunately, this one's thighs are super loose, so getting her to stand is really tough. Whereas this one, nice and sturdy, it has no problem standing. The thighs connections are very firm, so you won't be having any issues with this thing squeaking and falling off the table, or, you know, its head falling down to the ground. So I like when they do that. Does kind of hamper the articulation in the legs, but I take that over the legs just not being functional whatsoever after a few years. Now, here he is against the Quetzal. So even the Quetzal is quite a bit taller than the Spino. The Spino is not known for its height, it's known for its length. So this scale looks really nice and very proper. Now for the next toy, this for the T-Rex, obviously, because we always got to use T-Rex. We're going to use the Chaos Theory one, just because I wanted to compare the gimmicks. So if you remember, so as you can see, very similar gimmicks. Obviously, I don't have the Rebirth T-Rex yet, so I can't compare it with that. I don't have the D-Rex yet. It seems like it's been recalled. A lot of people who even got to order it on Walmart.com are reporting that their orders are being canceled, as well as me obviously finding one at Walmart and then being denied at checkout because of a recall or whatever. I think they just came out too early. For some reason, the Spinosaurus was able to be sold to me. I was able to buy the Utah Raptor and the Pseudoceratops, but it seems like not the D-Rex. So anyway, guys, if you guys want to know where to find this, you can try out your local Walmarts. That's where I found mine, just a bit early, a couple of weeks early, I think. So yeah, go ahead and go out there, and good luck, guys. And excuse me. This has been Toy Adventures. Oh, wait, before we sign out, I always almost forget this. There is the little scanned gimmick for you guys. I really like that they put it back on the foot now. That is so nice. I hated the little pull tab. Very, very happy to see that they put it back on the bottom of the foot where it does not disturb the look of the toy. Anyway, guys, that has been it. I will catch you guys in the next video, which is hopefully... Actually, no, I already know. The next video is going to be the Utah Raptor and the Myosaurus. Hopefully, after that, D-Rex. And then eventually, Hammond Collection Spinosaurus. So, guys, just stay tuned for some cool reviews. And, yeah, I'll be cooking up some new movies. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace!